Всем привет! Сегодня мы продолжаем проходить игру Call of Juarez. В предыдущей серии мы побегали по болоту, постреляли из Гатлинга, убивали много людей. Теперь мы будем грабить поезд. У меня опять отобрали мой прокачанный револьвер. Оставили меня вот с такими вот.
They blew the bridge with the intention of forcing the train to stop. Well, I assumed the Wild Bunch was likely in the still intact part of the train high above, so I had no choice but to make my way up through the passenger cars dangling down. I was determined to make that sumbitch Bob pay for what he did to my brothers.
Верните мне мой прокачанный револьвер.
My ears are still ringing from blowing up that bridge.
What'd you say? I can't hear a goddamn thing.
Well, I made my way off unscathed and came upon a few members of the gang and had no choice but to dispatch them.
Где эти несколько парней?
Who's that son of a bitch?
Is that a goddamn Pinkerton?
From there, I had to negotiate an even more precarious route.
Ура!
But first, I would need to get my ass out of there.
Повсюду динамит раскидали, я думаю, что игрок будет ими также раскидываться.
I jumped from the frying pan into the fire as the train was clearly fixing to fall. I had found the gang, but in order to find old Bob, I needed to fight my way forward past a whole passel of desperados. Outside, inside, any way I could, I made my way towards my prey.
Well, what about the passengers?
It was mostly a freight train, as I recall. There were no passengers aboard that day.
Ой. С чего это он так? Так.
You can't hide from me.
А, он может меня топором приложить.
You won't get away with
As I mentioned before, I am not fond of heights. But I was too busy dodging bullets to worry about falling to my death. Odds were I was likely to die that day anyway. So I was determined to take down as many of those bastards as I could.
Come out, you yellow bastard! You bastard! If I'm going out,
Опять чуть не померли.
Times it was like shooting ducks in a shooting gallery. The only difference is these damn ducks shot back.
Так. Так, нам не туда. А, вот.
I kept hoping the law would show up and give me a
You
hand.
mean like that giant Pinkerton posse that I read about? Did they come riding in, guns a-blazing to help?
А, ну вот опять.
Help? From the Pinkertons? No, son. I had to fight the wild bunch all by my lonesome, as usual.
who the hell is that? Get out of his mind! Take cover! Retreat! Retreat!
Еще будут бегуны? Ничего интересного нет.
He's killing everybody! Hell's a coming! They'll kill us all! Run! I'm still standing. I'm gonna cut
Опять
you
этот
in two.
неубиваемый дробовик.
You must like kissing me.
Опять рядом. Что-то интересное. Попробуем достать. Найти. Ну это понятно, что где-то здесь, но где? Мне бы направление задавало вот это вот.
That's right! Run!
Мне туда куда-то надо реально. Так, блин. Я знаю, что это где-то здесь. А вот он.
My guess is those dime novels didn't portray this as it happened, did they?
Блин. А тогда что там было?
Only a few stragglers were left, and I had to cut them down pronto if I was going to stay on old Bob's trail.
Just shoot him! No amount of gold is worth this! Run! If you want to live! Death is coming.
Ай-яй-яй. Откуда там начали убивать?
No amount of gold is worth this! If you wanna live!
I shot soon. Death is coming.
Once I silenced all those guns, I went searching for my nemesis, determined to finally have my justice. But the only survivor who welcomed me was George Flat-Nosed Curry.
Who is he?
The fastest gun in the gang. Right after Sundance, I mean. And Kid Curry, and maybe Elsie Lay. Though some folks might dispute that.
Опс. Так, попытка номер 2. Деньги летают вокруг, это круто.
On that very same day, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid decided to leave the Wild Bunch behind and decamped for South America.
Как я его в руку убил?
They ended up living down there for many years, but I'm sure you already know all about that. I tried to find Bob Bryant, but it was as if he'd disappeared. Sometime later, I heard the Wild Bunch was back together. Kid Curry escaped from jail, and now he was running the whole shebang. So I took to their trail, as I was still in pursuit of my brother's killer and hoped that he was back with him.
Бежим пока вперед.
That Kid Curry's kinda crazy, ain't he?
Don't let him hear you saying that.
Anyways, I tracked those boys to a camp right outside Parachute, Colorado.
Дикая банда из 3 человек. Эх. Жалко, что не пытался.
Being outnumbered, I didn't bother with a warning shot. I just started taking those bastards down. Old Bob wasn't among them, and neither was Kid Curry. I could sense him close by, however, plotting something nasty. I just needed a clue as to their whereabouts.
Что за револьвер такой? Это не мои. Это какие-то такие большие с длинным стволом. Все же лучше, чем те. Так. Где там улики у нас были?
And I found one. A map with their bold plan clearly marked. This time they were fixing to blow up a train trestle. Property of the Union Pacific.
Так это было до того, как... Или...
The plan clearly indicated how they were fixing to undermine several of the weakest wooden supports. Kid Curry was considered the wildest of the wild bunch. It was said that he fathered 85 bastard children, though some say it was only 5. Kid Curry had bragged to a whore how he was gonna rob a train heading to the U.S. Mint in Denver. And that whore, Fat Sally, she told me. The bridge was rigged with dynamite, so I decided I'd best be careful confronting those bastards. A moment later, I saw a ladder that somehow had escaped my attention.
Магия.
Don't you blow us up now.
Don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
Почему тут нет просто?
What the hell?
But the Wild Bunch did not take kindly to my presence and attempted to blow my head off. It appeared the kid had found a number of new recruits to bolster their ranks. Guess there's always desperate men willing to trade their lives for stolen treasure.
God damn you!
What happened next?
Well, having removed the first bundle of dynamite, I decided I might as well remove the other one. Once that was done, I figured I'd find my way from there.
Oh, he's hurt now.
Куда побежал?
Now you're really pissing me off!
Так.
Why don't somebody shoot him?
Ой-ой. Быстрее, быстрее, быстрее.
You yellow bastard! Now you're dead. Now I'm dead. So
Чё у него за броня?
going out, I'm taking you with me.
Да.
So, what happened then?
Фу,
Had to remove more of that damn dynamite.
пронесло. И...
It must have been terrifying trying to make your way across.
I was sweating it a bit, but then I noticed a footbridge tied up on high, so I shot the rope.
God damn you!
Куда идем дальше?
So that was all the dynamite?
Funny you should mention that, darling. As actually there was a fourth charge impeding my progress. Once I removed it, my path was pretty clear. So I proceeded onward and realized that that way just wasn't gonna work. I needed an alternate path forward.
Так. Где-то был самородок. Только вот где он тут? Где его вот тут искать? Ну ладно. Может еще выше. Почему тут никак не привязано к высоте? И непонятно, где он. Над тобой, под тобой. Так, и зачем я здесь? Так, куда мне вообще надо идти? Где-то тут рядом. Вот оно что. Я что-то пропустил этот момент. Так. О. Все, теперь можно уходить.
Luckily, I found a cave, and as I made my way back to the bridge, I saw something that concerned me. It was a long burning fuse, and it was moving fast as hell. I had to catch it. The burning fuse was so damn quick, I had to run like the wind. I almost had it, but no. Thought I was gonna have a coronary when I lost sight of those sparks. My heart was pounding like a sledgehammer.
Да.
I knew that failure meant boom.
Я знал, что моя неудача. И бум. Ой-ой.
I knew that failure meant boom. Then, finally, at the last moment.
Нет. Ну и? Ай. Мне надо было потушить, что ли? Да господи, а что снять нельзя было? Да.
Whew. Of course, I was successful, or clearly I wouldn't be talking to you folks here today. Naturally, I removed the last dynamite charge. Well, it was a touching reunion. But by this time, I was thoroughly exhausted and dragging my ass as I was not a young man anymore.
kill that SOB. Make him bleed.
Send him to perdition!
Finally, I found those boys. Or more precisely, they found me.
These Cracer and Kid Curry asked me.
Bloodier than a damn fruitcake!
А, динамит. Блин. Я сейчас не вернулся, потому что сейчас придется вот всех, которых я убивал в супер-пупер режиме. Вот так вот. Ай, блин. Просто так как быстро перестрелять и все. А если сейчас увернуться, это все будет долго и нудно, поэтому вот так вот. Ах, да твою ж. Ладно. Опять не мои револьверы. Да теперь-то что такое? Блин. Так, все, теперь-то нормально. Так, мы прокачали уровень. Повышать скорость концентрации, пути быстрее молнии. Да, теперь гравированный рейнджер. Походу вот он. Да, вот он. Ну давайте с этим будем бегать. Мне кажется, принципиально было. То есть мне было принципиально из-за того, что там было гравированное.
Just when I thought things couldn't get worse, Kid Curry opened up on me with a goddamn Gatling gun. It was hidden in this tunnel and pretty well shielded.
Да. Убивай как хочешь. Оп, все нету. Ага. Ага, все впереди.
Luckily, I had located some dynamite. I still, however, had my work cut out for me.
Shit!
Долетает.
This is the last mistake you'll ever make!
Сейчас за камешек. Отсюда долетать. Да.
For you to lay down and die! It's not fair! Are you kidding me? I need some help here! Come on, boys, I can make this
Еще говорит, где-то смород валяется. Следующим. Следующим этим броском перебежим прям к нему, да? Ай, он же не стрелял. Вы погибли. Да. Я не представляю тогда, что будет твориться на сложности. Ой, на сложности настоящий Запад, потому что там я представляю в разы все сложнее.
Flank this cocksucker! Move it, boys! Stand still so I can kill you! You can't hide forever!
Ну вы видели, я ему 2 раза в хэд шмальнул и ему было пусто. Так, а теперь вот за этим будем. Подозреваю, это вообще единственный способ его убить. Так, сейчас вот перебегу вот за то. Что вроде бы появился. Да, надо было сразу Так, а где мне еще динамит взять? По-моему, здесь забрал. А во, появился. Он появился.
Eventually, I brought that tunnel down. And that's when I met Kid Curry himself. He had decided to stop pussyfooting around and deal with me personally.
Ну давай лично разберемся. О, смотрите, у него глаза одного нету.
As fast as he was, I was just a bit faster. And as he lay wounded, I demanded to know the whereabouts of Roscoe Bob Bryant. He shouted at me, "Is that what this is about? Bob went with Butch and Sundance to South America. You ain't never finding him." Those were his last words.
А он уже 2 пули пустил. Куда вторая делась?
So, Bob Bryant got away?
I knew I'd never find him in South America.
What about the other killer?
Yeah, you kinda glossed over that one.
Well, I found Jim not long after my showdown with Ringo. At the time, he was riding with the James Younger gang. Did I neglect to mention that?
Эпизод 9.
Jesse James? The greatest outlaw who ever lived?
Jesse and his kin rode with Quantrill when he raided Lawrence, Kansas, and killed near 200 people, boy.
Ah, nothing great about that.
And from there, him and his brother went on to rob banks and trains from Kansas to Missouri.
Which is why there was such a rich bounty on their heads. 40 grand for both of them, dead or alive. That's one hell of a payday.
Смерть верхом на стальном жеребце.
I confronted them as they were robbing a train. Bullets were flying at me from every which way. But I knew I'd have to fight my way forward if I was gonna find this Jim.
Kill that missing!
где-то смородок. Смотрите, сколько денег, деньги. Взять их и схватить.
You can't hide from me.
Простите.
You know who we are.
Now wait a second. How'd they stop this train in the first place?
Well, the James boys were experts at this.
Поле деньги. Мог 1 миллиард. Остановить поезд.
They hopped a freight train, having heard there was a big payroll in the express safe. So, I hopped the same train.
What the heck just happened?
The James Younger gang was decimated after that little fiasco they had in Northfield, Minnesota. So Jesse needed more men and took on the killer I was after, along with a host of others. I was hoping to find my man and put a bullet in his head. Climbing around that train, I must have swallowed 100 damn bugs before I
The
reached
James
that...
Younger gang pulled the first train robbery west of the Mississippi.
Sounds like you hold them in high regard.
Everyone knows they were the most famous outlaw gang ever.
And you took them all on by your lonesome. Again. I'm finding this all a little hard to swallow, friend.
Well, maybe you need to wash it down with some whiskey. By the way, did I mention that that train was flying down those tracks like a bat out of hell?
Show yourself, coward! You're dead! You hear me? You'll die for this! You hear me? Die, you bastard!
Подольше бы это злом. Не подольше, побольше будет. А то тратить
Anyway, excuse me, Ben. Where would I find the gentleman's facilities? Suddenly I have an urgent need to drain my one-eyed snake. Well, I've had more than a few drinks, and I've been sitting here for quite a spell.
Right through there. Let me show you.
Я прослушал, что он хочет показать.
I never heard so much malarkey in my life.
You think he's bullshitting us?
You don't think he's Silas Greaves?
I think he's just some old drunk looking for some free liquor.
Не надо выпрыгнуть отсюда случайно.
I don't know, Jack. I think I believe him. You don't think he met Jesse James?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That story makes no sense at all.
Jack.
I mean, you gotta be 2 bricks short of a load to believe that cock and bull story.
I don't agree.
Jack, lay off the
You
bar.
seriously think that tired old man went toe-to-toe with Jesse James?
Один на один с Джесси Джеймс.
Well, that's better.
Coming back.
Did I mention that this Jim was married to the infamous Belle Starr? Of course, I didn't learn that until later. Anyway, I made my way forward the best I could. Around the sides, over the roof.
А, это я типа дремал, что ли? Поэтому все было так медленно. Вяло. И эти за спиной обсуждали меня.
At some point, some sumbitch saw me and shouted out, "It's the damn Pinkertons!"
It's a damn Pinkerton!
Now, I never worked for that limey cocksucker, but I guess they assumed I was one of his assassins. Those evil bastards firebombed Jesse's mother's house and killed his stepbrother.
Перебежал.
It was a rickety ride and quite precarious.
Так. Дубль 2.
Kill that cocksucker! You can't hide forever! You don't want to mess with us!
It was no wonder each and every asshole on that train wanted me dead.
Everybody's always mistaking you for somebody else, aren't they? Why is that, I wonder?
Don't rightly know, Jack. I'm just telling you how I remember it.
I bet you are.
Shoot that stupid son of a bitch! Now you're really pissing me off! I will kill you!
Патронов хоть набрали. Опс. Я думал, слева выстрелит и влево полетит. Ну, верней. Ну, короче, полетит в ту сторону, с которой он шел. В общем, все так. Так, стоп, откуда? А вообще же вот туда надо. Да?
God damn you! Kill that pissant!
I came across a flat car piled high with logs and had to come up with a creative way to make my way forward. I wondered if I was ever gonna find the front of that train, or the bastard I was after. Jesse hired a damn army after Northfield. Guess he didn't want to be outgunned like that ever again.
Так, что тут? Зачем все пуль в концентрации больше урона наносит? Я вроде так с выстрела, ну то есть, если в голову попадаю, убиваю с выстрела.
Right about then, I was attacked by some asshole on a Gatling gun.
Well, seems like you run into a lot of them.
Asshole?
Gatling guns.
Guess I did.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Now, I don't remember how I took it out. It was either a bullet or dynamite.
Надо было по лестнице направо.
Right about then, I was attacked by some asshole on a Gatling gun.
Well, seems like you run into a lot of them.
Asshole?
Gatling guns.
Guess I did. Now, I don't remember how I took it out. It was either a bullet or dynamite.
Where would you find dynamite?
Does it really matter, Jack? You're messing with the flow of the story here.
You're dead!
А, потолок.
Put you down! God damn, this takes a while!
Хо-хо.
Time to die!
Shoot that stupid son of a bitch! You know who we are! I'm gonna make you pay for that! You can't fight the James gang! Goddamn law dog! Come and get me if not!
Вроде все. Так.
I was looking for Jim and shooting any son of a bitch stupid enough to get in my way. And that included Jesse James himself.
Ready to meet your fate.
Kill that bitch!
Еще день.
There sure were a lot of men determined to die that day.
That's right! Run!
Мы разве тут не проходили уже? В самом начале. Да.
It was then that Jesse detached the express car from the rest of the damn train.
Что мне надо было делать? Я что-то, честно говоря, вообще ничего не заметил.
I could see Jesse waiting for me, fixing to kill me so he could get away with all that money.
Так, ну блин. Просто ни в одной игре так сейчас не играю, как здесь.
You had a showdown with Jesse James?
Of course he didn't. Everybody knows that Jesse was killed by Bob Ford.
Yeah. Jesse went out like John Wesley Hardin. Coward shot him in the back of the head.
Guess it doesn't matter how far you run, does it, Ben? Your past always catches up with you. Yeah, I didn't kill Jesse James. Just wounded him bad enough to convince him to hang up his guns.
What about that Jim fella? What happened to him?
I figure he was up front with a gun to the engineer's head. That bastard slipped away again. I'll tell you how I got him. But first I need to wet my whistle. After my showdown with Jesse, I continued to track his brother, Frank, and that son of a bitch, Jim. I followed those bastards into the high mountains as they were going to ground.
What mountains would that be?
Somewhere in the Ozarks, I believe. The perfect place to hide out from the authorities.
Да, быстрый револьвер вот это, но я не хочу с ним.
In fact, before I could find them, Some Indians who fled the res and were hiding out from the military found me first. They probably thought I was a cavalry scout and didn't want me telling the military where they were.
Engines?
Yeah, they could have been Cheyenne, but there was all sorts of renegades roaming the landscape back then.
Просто мастер. Кстати, в описании говорили, когда концентрацию включать, не торопитесь стрелять. Типа прицельтесь там и так далее. А то, что концентрация просто там за пару секунд вообще исчезает, это ничего. Почему они падают у меня под носом, никогда, когда я их убиваю? Вот бегуны, блин. Сука. Знаете, что напоминает? Из серию Сэма. Этих камикадзе, которые бегут на тебя и кричат. Ты стоишь, если там вокруг
How
деревьев.
about another whiskey, Ben? Nothing better to soothe the troubled soul.
Вокруг деревьев бежишь и слышишь этот ор, знаешь, что они бегут и не видишь, откуда они. Это просто такое ощущение, незабываемое ощущение.
Now, where was I? Indians, right. I had more than my share of run-ins with the Redmen. Like that time... Did I tell you about Grey Wolf?
Yes, sir. You did.
Ah, of course I did. In fact, I could still remember that old medicine man's words to me.
Jesus Christ, we're back to that again?
You carry great darkness in your heart. It will claim your soul. You will come to this place again and kill many more men.
Оптический прицел хочу сюда. Да.
And the darkness will grow until it consumes everything you are.
So, did you ever find him?
Who?
The man you are after.
Let me ask you something, Ben. You ever think about death?
Mr. Greaves, are you all right?
Ooh, death. Ooh, death. Won't you spare me over till another year? What is this that I can't see with ice cold hands taking hold of me? Well, I am death, none can excel. I'll open the door to heaven or hell. Oh, death. Oh, death. Won't you spare me over till another year?
Прикольно. Песенку спели нам.
Oh, death, someone would
Куда
pray.
дождь пошел?
Could you wait to call me another day? Oh, death, won't you spare me over till another year?
So, are you gonna answer the question?
What question is that?
Jim Reed. Did you ever find him?
Reed was indeed that son bitch's surname. That's right, Ben. A despicable character. I remember him laughing like a hyena that cold morning they lynched me and my brothers. He was intent on avoiding my vengeance, but nothing was gonna stop me. Nothing. I finally did track those outlaws down. They had long rifles with scopes and were well positioned to pick off any poor soul who came anywhere close.
Ему ближе проще подбираться, чем Гатлингу. Потому что он хотя бы не строчит безостановочно. И на крайняк можно увернуться от пуль.
I'm guessing Frank James believed I was responsible for the demise of his brother Jesse. I couldn't really disagree with the man, as I thought Jesse was dead then as well.
Так,
He backed off as I closed in on him, but he was still intent on killing me.
сейчас немного посидим, пока перезарядится. Вот то.
And when I closed in on him again, he backed off again, looking for a better angle on me.
Я понимаю, что я уже за сегодня умер.
Well, I can't fault Frank for wanting his revenge, as I was there for the same damn reason myself. At this point, I'm guessing you think Silas Greaves is a worse murderer than Jim Reed ever was.
No, sir.
A man who spent half his life killing somebody's brothers, fathers, sons.
I think you were just looking for justice, sir.
Is that what I was looking for, Dwight? Is that what it was? Justice?
Какие-то уже тут философские темы пошли.
Isn't that why you were hunting the James gang?
The James gang. Right. I finally found Frank holed up in his mountain cabin, and he was determined to have me dead.
Опять куча динамит.
It was a pitched battle that could have gone either way. Luckily, I had some dynamite in my possession.
Dynamite. On your person.
A few sticks, just in case. It's always good to be prepared.
Right.
I'm just laying out the facts as I remember them, Jack.
Come out from behind there!
Значит, только динамит. Ох уж это динамит.
That son of a bitch! Take him out! Come here! He's just one man! Put him down! This is gonna hurt! That bastard dead! You're gonna bleed!
Куда?
Gonna cut you a new smile! Die! Poke your head out! God damn! Stop that! I'm gonna...
That old shack? Well, it went tumbling right off that cliff.
With Frank James still in it?
Yes, sir.
But Frank James is still alive, living in Missouri, showing folks around the family farm for 25 cents a tour.
I didn't say he died in the fall, now did I?
I'm done with this damnable outlaw life! Kill me, don't kill me, do what you will! At this point, I just don't give a shit!
I explained to Frank that I had nothing against him personally and that I was looking for someone else.
You want Reed? Have at him! I never did like that bastard! I am done here!
We parted in peace as Frank pointed out the path to my prey before making his way back down the hill.
Где-то самородок, я тебя слышу. Здесь такой в шрамах. Заплатах, куртках.
So, what happened with Reed?
Well, I finally found the last of the gang hiding in a nearby cave. First, I had to dispatch the lookouts.
Так, новый уровень, посмотрим, что нам доступно. О, ну вот это куда лучше, чем динамит. Я, поскольку я вообще почти не знаю. Я подозревал,
Because I was determined not to let that murderer escape my revenge again.
если концентрация стала на 50% больше, то... Хотя не, вроде так же. Думаю, может и копиться будет дольше. Давайте пистолет.
But rather than wander in willy-nilly, I decided it would be better to smoke that sumbitch out. Hey, Reed! I shouted. No wonder you're so ornery. Can't be easy being married to Belle Starr. While you're off providing for the family, she's spreading her legs for every Tom, Dick, and Cole Younger. Not an attractive woman exactly, but very friendly. At least she was to me.
Son of a bitch!
Ой, что-то мне подсказывает, что я сейчас опять динамитами буду забрасываться.
It was then that the last bunch of bandits jumped out of hiding.
Why won't this asshole give up? Would someone please kill him?
This asshole died! It's crazier than a shithouse.
бегает.
Eventually, it was just me and Reed. I had waited a long time to face him down, so I could repay him for what he did to my brothers. And repay him I did. Well, I don't know about you boys, but I'm pretty beat.
Well, it's too damn bad you never found that Bob character. Seems a shame he never had to pay.
Well, funny thing about that, I did have one more chance at him. Six months ago, I heard that Butch and Sundance were back in the States and had gathered up some of their old gang. I tracked them down, hoping that Roscoe Bob Bryant had returned with them.
So you're saying they didn't die down in Bolivia?
That's what I'm saying. "40 years I had waited to get my hands on the last of my brother's killers. Not even an army of demons could have stopped me now. Both Johnny Ringo and Jim Reed fell fairly quickly, but the last one, Roscoe Bob Bryant. That son of a bitch had managed to escape my vengeance time and time again. I couldn't even be certain I'd recognize him after all those years. By now, he had to be close to 70.
For all you know, he could have been dead.
That thought had indeed crossed my mind, as did others. For instance, did my thirst for vengeance turn me into something worse than the man I was after? By this point in my storied career, I had killed more men than Bob Bryant ever had. I was furious as hell at that bastard for making me who I am. A man with no family, no friends, no purpose except shooting Bob Bryant dead.
Первый раз мне предложили вернуться от дроби. Так, я вообще в ту сторону? Да. А то бы сейчас было глупо бежать обратно. Да я побежал. Ну, сейчас только же выпадет.
Nothing could stop me from taking his life. I'd been after that killer forever. From the time I rode with Billy the Kid. But that chapter of my story you already know.
Chapter of that fairy tale, you mean?
Suddenly it was 1910. There I was, an old man roaming a ghost town dead almost 2 decades.
Стоп. Да ну блин. И... Там не надо. Так. Куда тут? А где самородок? Ладно, неважно, погнали дальше.
Town was falling apart, just like me.
Куда идти? Куда? Помог. Какие заколки?
But I wasn't about to call it quits.
Так, я заблудился.
Even though the ghosts of my dead brothers were begging me to end what I started so long ago.
Mr. Graves, are you all right? Would you like some water?
The Wild Bunch knew I was there. They were after a treasure they had hidden before they fled, buried in the grave of a dead amigo. Some folks think the town is haunted, so they figured there wouldn't be many people poking around. I intended to fill that grave with Bob Bryant's corpse. But like I said, the bandits knew I was on to them. They lured me in and hit me with everything they had.
Kill that old timer!
Это же разумный способ туда.
That old far ain't right
Что мне это делать?
Who the hell is that old man?
Да, за что мне дают вообще?
But you obviously prevailed since you're sitting here telling us the tale.
Actually, in that moment, I did not prevail.
So I suppose we're talking to a ghost.
Funny you should put it like that, Jack. Because when I woke up,
From the dead?
there was silence all around me.
Что меня окружало? А, гробовая тишина.
I could swear to God I saw Billy then.
Billy who?
Billy, the kid. William Bonney. He was shooting at me from a rooftop. Here, there, even over there.
Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой. Что-то я вообще. Так. Идем. Сейчас вот здесь вот. И...
So I am right. You are titched in the head.
Mr. Greaves, perhaps we should switch you to coffee?
You see that old Indian again, too?
No, but I did see Billy's killer, Patrick Floyd Garrett. He came at me guns a-blazing. But I knew that old war horse had died 2 years before. I wondered if maybe I was dead too and confronting the ghosts of my past. Perhaps all my sins were coming back to haunt me and drag me down to perdition.
Отлично, теперь еще с призраками будем воевать, да? Да ну блин. Откуда?
I saw Henry Plummer throw dynamite at me.
Как убивать того, кого не видел? То есть, когда я подхожу, конечно, могу разглядеть.
In the gates of the cemetery, I saw John Wesley Hardin, just like I remembered him. Robert Ollinger appeared with his terrible double-barrel shotgun.
Ёлки-палки. Но это уже был перебор. Так. Куда они динамит берут? Как они вообще могут? Господи, блин. Так, давайте прокачаемся. Так, что тут доступно? Дополнительный урон для комбо. Будьте еще больше смертоносными. Вот это не очень понятная способность. Давайте вот это. Я правда не понимаю, зачем увеличивать урон оружию, если в концентрации можно прицеливаться в голову и сразу их убивать.
But no ghost army was stopping me.
My father-in-law got hit with a fallen branch. He spent the rest of his life talking to dogs.
What the fuck? Кто это сказал? Кто это сказал? Где ты? Так, ладно, не ладно. Куда? Да ну... Вот. 4 уровня. Не надо далеко отбегать. Если самородок валяется. Так, ладно. Еще один самородок. Еще непонятно где. А, вы отклоняетесь от истории. Ну я туда хочу. А мне вообще куда? Центр, прям в центр.
Newman Hayes Clanton, William Brocious, John Peters Ringo, they all wanted me dead.
Со всех сторон. Да, их просто пруд. Я запутался, с какой стороны они вообще.
Newman Hayes Clanton, William Brocious, John Peters Ringo, they all wanted me dead.
Почему потом Гатлинг?
The Dalton brothers, Robert and Grattan, guardians of the Garden of the Dead. George Curry and Harvey Logan, alias Kid Curry, both thirsty for vengeance from the great beyond. Jesse, Woodson, James, and Jim Reed, each one deader than the next. I thought I would go crazy.
Thought?
Елки. Ой, ёп.
Finally, I saw Harry Alonzo Longabaugh.
The Sundance Kid?
Like a general leading his legion of the dead.
You told us before that you'd seen him alive.
He was alive.
Смертная сволочь. Ёлки-палки. Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй. Ай-яй-яй-яй.
Then I heard a voice call to me from afar. It was Robert Leroy Parker, a.k.a. Butch Cassidy, coming at me from out of the fog.
Thanks for taking care of that bastard.
but the kid wasn't quite deceased. Not yet.
Takes more than one little bullet to kill the likes of me, partner.
Those two looked like they hadn't seen each other for quite a while. Clearly, they were no longer amigos.
Shit. I was hoping I wouldn't have to kill you.
You won't have to, Butch. I'm killing you first.
I asked them about Bob Bryant, but they were too busy with their own heated conversation.
Let me get this shit straight. You want my money and the love of my life?
You frittered it all away, Butch. Etta's mine. So is that damn money.
I didn't want to shoot anybody until I had an answer to my question, but those boys didn't give me much of a choice.
Мексиканская дуэль, используйте и У для переключения фокуса на противника, который смотрит на вас. Печальный исход. Первый опыт. Интересно, в этот раз тоже он стрельнет. Простите, если что-то сейчас слышали. Ага, вот оно что. Вот так надо. Ну понятно. Так, дубль 3. Ничего страшного. Чего? Это как? Это что за скорость была? Да, ну блин. Ой-ой. Так. Давайте еще раз. Мексиканская дуэль, господи. О. Нет. Давайте уже закончим с этим. Ай, блин. Хоть первым и стреляй. Ладно, первым стрельнул в этот раз. Кто-то же должен быть первым.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid died there in that cemetery not 6 months ago.
Ну да, бесчестная победа, ну и что? Ну, победа же.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid were killed by the Bolivian army. Everybody knows that.
That's the legend, but it ain't the truth.
So, you never found Bob?
There is no Bob. This old sumbitch ain't even Silas Greaves.
Sir, is that true? Have you been pulling our legs this whole time?
Well, not the whole time.
Oh man, I think you've worn out your welcome here.
Maybe you're right, Jack. Maybe it's time to pay. You see, Ben, or should I say Bob, your past always catches up with you.
I was a different man back then, crazy. Drinking, I've changed my ways, I swear to you. If I could turn back the clock,
But you can't, Bob.
Выберите свою судьбу. Прощение или месть. Прощение или месть. Месть сладка. Давайте прощение, ладно. Так и быть.
why'd you toy with me like that? Telling those tales, knowing all along. Why not just lay your cards on the table?
Wanted to suss you out, Bob. See what kind of man you turned out to be. Maybe prod you into drawing on me. See, all those years on your trail turned me into a killer. Can't even remember who I was before you tried to murder me. You, on the other hand, walked that very same path in exactly the opposite direction.
What do you mean by that?
You think your life is worth sparing, Bob? Boy, what's your name again?
It's Eisenhower, sir. Dwight Eisenhower.
What do you plan to do with your life, Dwight Eisenhower?
Tomorrow I'll be leaving for West Point, sir.
So, you want to be a soldier? Well, then do it right, son. Don't tear down the world out of anger and spite like I did. You build it up. You do something decent with your life, you hear me?
Sir? Yes, sir.
I won't have it said I left you with nothing, Bob.
Вот и все, мы закончили прохождение игры. Всем спасибо, что смотрели. Пока-пока.